So, an interesting Fast Friday today. We had basically quali runs all day, what you'd expect. And depending on how you look at it, there's a lot of different ways to, see this. Scott Dixon was fastest overall on times. He ran a 2:33.302 lap, which was very fast. 2:03 is, that's one of the fastest laps I've seen. Obviously this year, I don't have Fast Friday times from last year, so I don't know. But yeah, quite a good time for Scott. Depending on how you look at it, you could look at the 4-lap average time. Marcus Ericsson leads that with a, let me get it pulled up here, 2:31.949. You could also look at it by no-toe single lap speeds, where Alexander Rossi led with the 2:31.597. So a lot of different ways you can, comprehend this. Let's go ahead and just look at flat-out fastest speeds here. So getting into this graphic, we've got Scott Dixon, the fastest guy overall for practice today. He got the first draw for the qualifying order, which is another thing we'll talk about. Colton Herta, second fastest, 2:32.784. Third quick, Tony Kanaan, 2:32.690. Fourth quick, Marcus Ericsson, 2:32.591. And fifth quick, Alex Palou, 2:32.155. You might have noticed a trend in there, which was that there are 4 Chip Ganassi cars out of the top 5. All 4 of the Ganassi cars are in the top 5. So, in terms of toe speeds, looking very good for Chip Ganassi Racing. The problem is that's not how qualifying's done. There's no toe. You go out one car, single car qualifying, run 4 laps, take the average, if you didn't know. So looking at the fastest no-toe speeds, Alexander Rossi was fastest. Rossi ran a 2:31.597. Second quick was Graham Rahal with a 2:31.518. Third quick, Pato O'Ward, 2:31.510. Fourth quick, Scott Dixon, 2:31.502. And fifth quick, 2:31.379 for Takuma Sato. So I think a trend among that is that all of those cars, if I read that correctly, are Honda cars. Another thing overall, you had all the cars in the top 5 were Honda cars. Honda seems to have very good pace for these quali runs. Which I think that was kind of the same thing last year. Really, the only Chevys up in the mix were the Carpenter cars, which, it's at Carpenter Racing. They seem to have a lot of qualifying speed. Just looking overall at the results here, you have, I guess you had Pato O'Ward 6th, Renus VK 11th, Carpenter was 15th, Daly was 19th, and then Rosenquist 20th, and then all the Penske guys were below 22nd. You had Newgarden 22nd, McLaughlin 24th, Power 29th, and Pagenaud 30th. So not looking good for the Chevy guys, because if you take the lowest Honda was Marco Andretti at 26th. So not looking great for Chevys in terms of making the field. I think it's a decent possibility that you might see some Chevys miss the field. Let's go ahead and go into fastest 4-lap averages here, which I've got 9 of up here. Top of the board, Marcus Ericsson, 2:31.949, though that was a lap with toe. Colton Herta, second, 2:31.729 on the 4-lap average. Third, Pato O'Ward, 2:31.552, one of the 2 Chevys in the top 9 for speed. Fourth, Alexander Rossi with a 2:30.998. That was not a toe run. That is the fastest no-toe 4-lap average. Fifth, Stefan Wilson, 2:30.884. That was a lap with toe. Sixth, Takuma Sato, 2:30.819, which if I'm not mistaken, he ran by himself, so no toe on that one. Seventh, Ed Carpenter with a 2:30.423, no idea on toe or not. Ferrucci, 8th, 2:30.364, which is another thing. Ferrucci was actually able to get back out and run today. There was some question over whether or not he would get cleared by IndyCar medical staff or whether they'd get the car fixed. They were able to do both of those, and Santino was out. He was 8th fastest in the 4-lap average. And then 9th, rounding out the Fast 9, proverbially. Obviously, this is practice, but the Tentative Fast 9 was 230.251 for Ed Jones. So, again, if the Fast 9 was ran today, or it was decided today, you'd have 2 Chevys, Potable Ward and Ed Carpenter, and the rest are Hondas. Let's go ahead and look down at the slowest 4-lap averages out of the quali runs done today. 30th, Will Power. Now, generally, I would say nothing really to be worried about, just probably didn't get a good run or whatever. Though that's actually not the case, in my opinion. I think that you could have a legitimate situation where a Penske car probably doesn't get bumped, but is in the last row shootout. I'm mainly thinking, I mean, I don't even know. All of them have had times where they're slow. Newgarden was at the bottom of the charts 2 days ago. Will Power's in here. Pagenaud was slower. McLaughlin, I think, has probably been the most consistently not in, like, the bottom 6 cars. So the veterans almost seem like they're having a significant chance of being bumped. 31st, Pietro Fittipaldi, 228.395. 32nd, Max Chilton, 227.694. 33rd, Graham Rahal, 227.543. Though, according to Rahal and his team, and I mean the broadcast or whatever, they weren't really able to get any runs where they could, like, go out and go on a set of new tires and get a clean run. I think there was a point in the day where they had, like, done a lap or two, and then they had some issue with the car they had to come back in and fix, and then they came out and there was a person right in front of them. They had to come back into the pits or whatever. There's just Rahal, the Graham Rahal and the Rahal team seem to have issues with getting Graham out in a position where he could run a legitimate quali sim. So I wouldn't be too concerned if you're the Rahal team. Guys that should be concerned, though, Charlie Kimball, 34th. So this would be, again, if qualifying was today, we're using today's times, Kimball and Enerson would be the 2 bumps. 227.118 for Kimball and 222.663 for Enerson. And actually, another thing that I want to talk about today is quali draws, which happened 15 minutes after the practice today ended. Enerson didn't get a good draw. He was 27th. No, I mean, Enerson didn't exactly get to draw. It was more of just they did the draw based on quali positions, or Fast 9, or Fast Friday. Yes, that. Those were the results from those. So Dixon went first, Enerson went last, and everything in between. So Dixon had actually drawn first. Dixon drew first and got the first time, which is a major advantage because you're going out. I don't even know when they go out. Do they go out at noon? I'm not sure. But they go out, it's either, I think it's 10. I'm not sure. But they go out earlier in the day when it's not as warm out. The track's going to be cooler. The tires aren't going to be as warm, and you're going to be faster. So Dixon could be, I mean, making waves right at the start of quali. So I'd say don't miss that. Marco was second. So Marco had been a little concerned about his quali pace. He's looking fine for this. I'm not going to read everything off, but you had guys like Hunter-Reay, Hinchcliffe, Wilson, Kanaan, a lot of the Honda guys, Ed Jones, in the top, in the first 12 to go out. I mean, just looking through this real quick, you've got 3 Chevys and Newgarden, VK, McLaughlin, and everyone else, if I'm correct, was Hondas in the top 12, which doesn't look like it's going to help the Chevys in any way. So, in the middle here, you've got guys like Ferrucci, Karam, Fittipaldi, got somewhat of a good draw, you know, I mean, it could have been worse. It definitely could have been worse. Hildebrand Power, Carpenter going 19th, Award going 20th, so that's 2 straight guys that might be probably couple of the only Chevys that'll actually be doing much in terms of the Fast 9. Rosenquist, Chilton, Kellett, Daly. Daly might also be fighting for that. Rahal 25th, so not a good draw for Graham Rahal. Harvey, Enerson out 27th, so I'm going to say Enerson gets bumped at this point. Or at least goes to the last row shootout, and then we can I mean, talk about it later after Saturday or whatever, but it doesn't look good for Enerson right now. Palou, Pagenaud, Herta, Rossi, 31st. So Herta and Rossi both were very quick in the 4-lap average times. This might hurt their Fast 9 chances. Ericsson, another guy that was quick. Simona De Silvestro, she's driving a Chevy. I'm not going to say she's going to get bumped. She's not really been in that region, but if she maybe, like if they change something on the setup that doesn't work, or they have some issue or something, you could maybe see Simona in the bottom, in the last row shootout. Kimball 34th and Bourdais 35th, so not helping out the Foyt cars in any way, because really, I think the main threats to get bumped would be the Foyt cars and Enerson. So I don't think you're going to see any major bumps today or like tomorrow or whatever. It doesn't look to me like there's going to be any like Hinchcliffe or Alonso type stories or whatever. Looks like it's just going to be a pretty straightforward, slowest guys go home, but whatever. So if I was to make a prediction right now, my Fast 9 is probably, I'm not going to predict the entire Fast 9. Dixon probably in the Fast 9. Andretti, well, maybe not Andretti. Wilson, Stefan Wilson, Rossi, Herta, is that 4, I think? And then maybe all the Ganassi cars, couple of the Andretti cars, maybe Rahal cars. I'd say most likely would be Takuma Sato, but maybe also Graham Rahal or Ferrucci. Maybe Ed Jones. Ed Jones looked fast. And for your cars in the last row shootout, I'd say maybe all the Foyt cars except maybe, I don't know, maybe even Kellett. I'd say maybe all the Foyt cars except Kellett. And then one of the Penske's. Probably one of the Penske's. Or I'll count Simona in as a Penske. Or some other Chevy. Maybe let's just say all the Foyt cars except Kellett, RC Enerson, and then one of the Chevys in the last row shootout. Yeah, so that's all I've got for today. Qualifying tomorrow, I'm actually going to be doing a live stream of me doing the iRacing Indy 500 at 9 a.m. So tune in for that. And then once you're done, go watch qualifying or whatever. Gonna have the rest of the day. I'm gonna have a review out after that. Hopefully I can get that out earlier than I did this episode today, because I had stuff going on. I'm recording this it's 10:49 now, so this probably isn't gonna get out until like 11:30 or something, and I'd generally be in bed by now. So, hopefully I can get that one out at 7 or 8 and stuff like that. I don't exactly know what I'm gonna be doing for like stuff that I focus on there. I'm probably going to talk about the Fast 9 and the bottom row shootout, but I don't exactly know what I'm going to do for that. So yeah, that's all I have. iRacing Indy 500 at 9, quali review sometime after it's over, probably between 7 and 8, and I guess I'll do the same thing for Sunday. So that's really all I have. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all for a 2-video day tomorrow. Bye.